Hey guys, Bob Canada, and I'm here to talk to you about the 2x3 cycler. Obviously, if you watch the first video the company put out, the 11-minute video, and that was your first exposure to it, I think they did a pretty good job of showing you the patent, how it works. I talked a little bit about the AI product and the different things you'll be able to do with that. What I want to do in this video is kind of just clarify a little bit and talk about getting started. So, first of all, I want you guys to really consider doing this because, I call it my logic. And it's just sometimes people resist because I don't know, I don't understand it. But let's just be honest. When you look at things we do in life, it should be really based on, I always use the risk versus reward. What am I putting into it, or financially, or time? What's my risk factor or my input towards it versus what could I gain from it? You're going to gain a little, $20. Maybe it's not worth putting the education, the time, or whatever it may be. Here, I think it makes a lot of sense. Is obviously, if you follow that, and we'll talk more about it, there's a ton of money, and the risk factor is almost nothing. Because, guys, this is a one-time out of pocket. Okay, you could upgrade to the other boards, but again, when I say one time, I mean if you want to do it the most conservative way, come out of your pocket one time for as low as $25, cycle through that board. All you got to do go to each board once. It gives you enough for the next board, the next board, the next board, the next board, and eventually you could be on all six boards. So when I looked at this, I said, "There's really no risk to this because you could start for $25." And usually, and you'll see there's a few little fees, might be like $35. Big deal. Okay, everyone has that. This is worldwide. It's a platform. It's all built. There's really no company. I call it the company because the people that put this together, and they take a fee for their work. But the money goes directly into the wallets. It's beautiful. So with that said, guys, the last thing I want to talk about is I said no one gets hurt, regardless of longevity. Look, I don't have a crystal ball. I haven't talked to these people. It's a platform. It's new. Okay, as of March 1st, I'm getting involved in this right around now. So the point is, this thing, I know cyclists that have gone on for 20 years. I know cyclists that have gone on for 6 months and something went wrong. So look at, you don't try anything, you never gain. But the point is, the risk factor is so low. Now I know some people that are putting in $4,000. You're going all the way up to one of the top boards. I'm not suggesting that. Okay, I'm suggesting you start wherever you're comfortable with. So with that said, let's look at this a little further. First of all, we'll have a video below this. We'll talk about setting up your wallet, getting Bitcoin. We'll cover that on that second video right below this one. Okay, so let's talk about how this works. There's six boards. As I said earlier, start where you're financially comfortable. You can fund any board one time and keep earning on that same board. So once you fund a board, let's just use the $100 board. Fund it once, say $100. It cycles, and you'll see how this works. It pays for you to come back on. You cycle again, and you're making money every cycle. All the boards work independently. Okay, you can join in additional boards when desired or with profits. I'll explain that to you. And eventually, what's going to happen? You're going to be on all six boards simultaneous, and the money's crazy. Okay, what I mean simultaneously because either you're joining some boards right up front, but as you get comfortable, as you make money, you can upgrade. Now you're on all six boards, and they're all working independent, so you're getting paid independently, okay, from each one. Now the board amounts and the pay cycle. Now I'll show you the board in a second. I'll clarify everything. But let's go through it. You earn on 7 payments. If you remember the video, there's 8 bottom positions that fill. That's your pay line, as they called it. The last payment is going to go towards, right? Because if you're on a $100 board, that last $100 that you earn pays for you automatically. The software puts you back at the top of another board and it starts over again. I'll explain how it fills up in a second, okay? But just understand the pay. It's pretty cool. You can start for $25. Remember, you get 7 payments, the other one puts you back on. So what's 7 times 25? You make $175 when you cycle every time on that $25 board. Now, you see what I said about upgrading? If you made 175, right? Remember, you already paid to get back on the 25. Would you take 100 or $175 and jump on board too? Of course you would, because you're going to see the same people that are working your lower board. As they upgrade, they're going to follow you right to the bigger board. So it's not like you got to find new people. Just let the progression bring those people all the way up the boards. If they're attached to you or your people, they're going to follow them right on. You're going to get paid at a bigger level. Okay. Now, the $100 board, 7 payments, 700. Well, you want to go to the next board? Take 500 of that. When those 7, you get paid on 7 payments. That's $3,500 every cycle on the $500 board. Remember, these are built to go over and over and over again. Depends how fast you and your team move. Okay. Then you made 3,500. Yeah, I think you put 1,000 into the $1,000 board, 7 payments. You get 7,000 every time you cycle that board. Well, you make 7,000. Put 4,000 towards the $4,000 board, 7 payments, 28,000 over and over potentially. You take 8,000 of that. Now you're on the top board. Once you've done that, and you don't have to, by the way, there's no regulations. Oh, you got to upgrade. You could stay on the $25 board and keep playing over and over. It's just logical. As your team progresses, as you progress, you'd want to be catching all of this money as each board, each position's being filled, you're getting paid. Why just be on 1 or 2 board? Okay. Especially if you're playing with house money. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'm going to go over how the board fills. You probably got it from the first video enough. I'm just going to explain it just a little deeper. Every board starts with your own 2x3 board. I'll explain that. And how's it fill? I'm going to talk about and show you, just remember these, people you enroll, people that those people enroll, spillover from above. I'll explain that. And the last thing, I alluded to this, what makes this really sweet is all the people follow their enroller when they cycle. So if you bring in 5 people and they're on your initial board, right? You cycle, you start a new board. Well, yeah, you got to keep looking for new people, of course, but those 5 people that you brought in, what do you think happens when they cycle the first time? They got to go to a new board. They just grab a board out of space? No, the computer code says, Bobby brought you in, you follow him. Whatever position's open on your board, boom, they take that. Okay, you understand? So it's pretty profound. And their people are going to follow them, right? So that could fill in your board. So let's go through the boards, okay? Oh, last thing, I'm going to show you that you're on multiple boards. You might be more conservative. Someone might start with putting down $1,000, or they might put down what, 500, 100, 675. They're on all 3 boards. Let's say you brought them in. You're only on the $25 board, okay? You didn't upgrade. They said, Bob, I'm upgrading. I don't want just one person, so I'm going to wait. Well, guys, that payment is going to go to your upline, your sponsor, whatever. But once you get on that $100 or $500 board, that person then is attached to you. Next time they enter a $500 board or $100 board, you get the payment. So you don't lose anybody, but you have to be on the board that whoever you brought in is paying into for you to get paid. That makes sense, right? Okay. So I just want to reiterate this. I'm going to show you the grid again. Don't make this into a $10,000 decision. Just get started. And there's a video below, as I mentioned. We'll walk you through how to get started, or call your person who brought you here. They'll be able to get you through it, talk to someone who can. The whole concept, this is really based on 2 people, right? Now, there is no enrollment requirements. But I guarantee you guys, once you make money, you see it working, you won't be able to shut up. Especially we got a $25 entry. You know, anyone that you tell them, hey, I made $1,000, they're not going to jump in for 25 bucks, please. Okay. That's why I like these one time, because we can I always say, can we talk to the masses? The masses shouldn't hesitate 25 bucks. If they do, guess what? They really need this program. Okay. Because whatever they're doing isn't working. If a $25 decision one time is freezing them. Okay. And then remember, you get started, you start making money, and the goal is as soon as you're comfortable, as soon as you make some money, upgrade, get through the process. Okay. Now, with that said, let me explain what I just told you and show you the board, and this video will be done. I just froze the video that you guys watched. Okay. And this just happened to be on the $1,000 board. Remember, $25 board, $100 board, 500, 1,000, actually what, 4,000, 6,000, they all work the same way. Okay. When you come in, you're going to be on someone, you paid money, right? When you join. So you're going to be on someone's pay line. This case is Gloria's. Okay. Eventually I'll make this be you, but I'm just showing you. But you're also going to be someone's two people, right? On shells. If you came, let's make believe you're Tammy. You're on Gloria's pay line. The money you'd be sending go to a certain wallet, but she's getting paid. Okay. But you'd be on Michael's second line. You'd be on James's. You'd be one of his 4 people, and he'd be ready to start his bottom 8. Make sense? So you actually, when you start, you're at the top of your grid, but keep in mind, you're part of these other people's team. And that's where the spillover comes in, which I'll explain. So how does this fill? Real simple. Here's you. These are all empty spots. You start going to work. Now, guys, you could fill in 2, then it goes left to right, top to bottom. So if you brought in 2, great. Boom, boom. You bring in a 3rd person before they do anything, it's going to go there. You bring in a 4th person, it's going to go there. You understand? It's just going to go top to bottom, left to right. You could fill the whole board in yourself. How many people on the board? 8, 4, 12, 13, 14. 14 people. Okay, that's the mission. Now, what about those people? So you're going to be bringing people in. James, you bring in James and Diane. Well, remember, they're at the top of their board. Their goal is to fill their board. Remember, after these 4, they have another level below. It's a 2x3 matrix, but this is showing it this way. So the point is, James is going to go to work, and he's going to start filling in his board. Okay, those are going to fill in your positions, aren't they? Same thing. Cindy comes in. She's going to try to get her board. Her first 2 people are part of your last 8. You see that? So everybody's helping you fill your board. Now, what's the 3rd way I said? Help from above. Well, when you come in here, remember I said you're really coming on someone's pay line and someone's second line. So when you come in, you're going to have this guy, these couple people. If they bring in more than their 2, their next position is going to potentially drop under you on your board. So you can actually get help from above. Don't count on it, but it's another way it spills. And here's the last thing, which is really probably the most powerful thing about residual. Guys, this is you. You're trying to fill your board. You bring in 2 people. Remember, maybe someone above brought this person. These don't have to be your first 2, but you bring in 2, 3, 4, 1, whatever you bring in, those people are going to fall in one of these positions, right? On your 3 tiers, depending on the first open one. But they're coded to you. So if you brought in Michael, he dropped down here, he's coded to you. Same thing with Sue, and if you brought in Tammy. There's 3 people coded to you, no matter where they fell on your first board. You cycle, the computer puts you on the top of a new board, you go to work again. Well, what's going to perpetuate this? Well, these guys, remember, they're building the same type of board. When they finish off, remember, this works the same way at all the category of boards. When they finish off their board, they start a new board, right? And that $100, in this case, the $1,000 board, where do they go? They follow you. The computer says, where's Bob? Or in this case, where's Gloria? Well, Gloria's here. Maybe Gloria has these positions filled. Well, let's say Tammy cycled, she's ready to come in. She's going to boom on your board. She's going to hit this next position for you. You follow me? Now, she's at the top of the new board for her, but she's going to come in. In this case, would be your second chair. So all these recycled people that you brought to the table and all of their people. So if Tammy came in and filled in right here and one of her people cycled, they're going to go on Tammy's board, which is part of your board. So don't try to figure this all out. All you're going to know, guys, this every time this fills with these, and by the way, you don't have to wait till it fills. As one payment comes in, you get paid $1,000 in this case. Second person comes in, maybe this guy, Sue, brings them in. It doesn't have to fill perfectly. Let's say you had 4 people across. Depends how they're filling up their board. So their first 2 people are your part of your bottom 8 here. So maybe Sue brings in Tim and Carl brings in Mary, and it doesn't matter. The first payments that are coming in are going to you. It's only the last payment. Doesn't necessarily have to be this guy. The last payment that comes in on your bottom tier pays for you to go back in to the new board. So I think that makes sense, guys. I can't think of clarifying this anymore without driving you crazy. It's just that we've got 6 independent boards. And remember, this is a giant grid. This is how they track it all. Just this is you. When you recycle, you're actually going below somewhere else. Your sponsor's down below somewhere. So it's just one giant grid. But what's going to show on your back office, and you'll get full back office capabilities. You could click and see each board, where you stand, whether you have 2 people on it, 6 people on it. And as the pay comes in, it'll keep track of your payments. It's a lot of fun. People play fantasy football. How about fantasy get rich? All right. Have some fun with this. Call it a game, call it you want. Okay. But the point is, no one's here to take your money. This is all computerized. It's like a smart contract. Daniel's on your, if these pay positions and someone brings in Daniel, he comes in on your bottom 8 position, boom. In this case, you get $1,000. Pure, simple, no one's playing around. It's all a Bitcoin wallet. Wallet addresses are distributed and paying whoever they're supposed to pay. Guys, I'm done. Let's get started. Let's have some fun. Okay. Watch the next video, which is going to explain how you get started. I am done. Hopefully it didn't go more than 15 minutes, hopefully less.